Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here today with Donnie Lee, who's the general manager of the Gant in Aspen, Colorado. Now, if you don't know the Gant, you should. It's been around a while. And in fact, we're going to talk about that because there's a bit of an anniversary going on right now. And we're going to see, I mean, most people think Aspen skiing, but this is a resort, a hotel property that is really year round. So we're going to find out about that and more. And well, let's get right to it. Donnie, first of all, tell us a little bit about the history of the Gant and where it's located in Aspen.
Sure. Thank you for having me on. The Gant was opened in 1973. We are on the east side of Aspen. So if you know Aspen, we're a couple of blocks east of the gondola, up against the base of the mountain. And so developed as a 143 unit condominium complex, but always designed to be a condo resort full of all the hotel amenities that you would typically find.
No, that's great. And so you got a lot of history. And we said that's 50 years now. That's what we're celebrating. Is it this year? You already started, right? You've started this year, this last year, really.
It was no, it really. So this past December marked our 50th year, and so we started really this past summer, leading up to it, and then we're celebrating all winter to really commemorate the entire year.
So how has the resort evolved kind of over those 50 years? And specifically, you've actually been there for about 30 of those years, right?
I have been fortunate enough to be here for quite a bit of it. Yeah, it's been a great ride. The mountain lifestyle, Aspen as a community, and being a part of that has been phenomenal. I would say mostly what has evolved at the Gant has really been more physical.
Mhm.
The ownership has continued to make great investment in the property. So the landscaping and the grounds and the building itself and redevelopment of the conference center. And of course, the hospitality industry in itself has evolved over the last 50 years and
Sure.
we've kept pace with all of those things. So I think what distinguishes the Gant is we really like to say that we're unscripted by design. We we really try to be ambassadors to Aspen. People come here to connect to the community. So the great thing about Aspen is that whether you're visiting or it's a local or it's a second homeowner, we're all doing the same things together. We're all eating at the same place. We're going to the music festival together. We're going to the mountain together. We're hiking together. So it's about connecting to Aspen. It's about connecting to nature, and we like to think we're ambassadors to that.
Now, actually, corollary beyond what's changed at the Gant is what has changed in Aspen in the past 30
Yeah.
years.
I think it's kind of the same thing. Obviously, restaurants have come and gone.
Hmm.
I think that the town has somewhat evolved, but in some respects, the more it's changed from its appearance and become a little more modernized, and it's still Aspen. It's still this phenomenal enclave in the middle of the Rocky Mountains, and that part doesn't change. And so the reason people come here is kind of the same. We're phenomenal arts and culture and connection to nature, and the skiing experience in the wintertime is second to none. I mean, Aspen, it has such diverse terrain and four mountains that there's really never any lift lines, and the skiing experience is really second to none.
Yeah, no, I've heard that really good. I was a skier at one time. I may try to pick it back up. I'm a little worried about it at this point at my age, but if I had to go back and ski, it sounds like Aspen a great place to recommence my skiing. Now, what is the Gant today? How many rooms and suites? Condominium? It's condominium, really. And tell us a little bit about that. The accommodations, the dining, the public areas, things like that.
Yeah, so we the Gant is situated on a little over 5 acres. So we've got two swimming pools and three hot tubs. We've got tennis courts. We've got exercise facility, full conference facility, and a small food and beverage outlet as well. But Aspen has world-class dining, so
Right.
we're not necessarily trying to compete with that. We know people come here to experience that, but great place for breakfast, lunch, and to complement that stay. But yes, it's fully condominiums, 143 condominiums, all the full kitchens, mostly two bedrooms and sizes, but we have ones and we have several 3 bedroom and 4 bedroom units as well for larger families.
No, that's great. And so, it really is. You can go out there, you can, I assume there's a store, you can buy your food, you have the kitchen and everything else if you want to do that. But you also can have access to all the restaurants around there. Now that's great.
Really
Now,
the best of both worlds.
absolutely. Now, what are the main activities? Obviously, we know right now everybody's skiing. You just told me you got some snow, so that's good. So skiing in the winter and snowboarding or whatever you're into in early spring. But you are really a Four Seasons resort. What do the guests do on the other seasons?
You know, let me just add, even in the wintertime, there's also the cross country skiing and there's snowmobiling and sleigh rides. And I mean, there's a lot of different things to experience the winter with. But you're right. In the summertime, fly fishing, horseback riding, hiking, whitewater rafting, there are vineyards that have popped up in the western part of the state. In addition to all the kind of we just touched on the world class culture, the arts, and all the experiences that go in Aspen. So the fine dining and the shopping. So there's a bit of a metropolitan feel in what is a phenomenal mountain setting. So the activities are somewhat endless.
Yeah, I can imagine. And I know mountain towns like that and amazing. So one of these days I told you I got to get out there. I was supposed to go years ago to Aspen and then my wife got pregnant, so we didn't go.
Wow,
So that was,
life
yeah,
happens.
I know life happens. And
Yeah.
so we never really got there. And I grew up in Switzerland, so I know a little bit about skiing. And now let's talk a little bit about something you mentioned. I mean, how has the Gant really become in 50 years such an integral part of the Aspen community? And how have you and your team become sort of ambassadors of that Aspen experience?
We are very connected and engaged with the community. So whether it's service with the Aspen Chamber Resort Association or Leadership Aspen, and we live here, we're engaged is really the easy answer to that, and so um, we're connected to all the other attributes of Aspen in that way.
And how do you empower your team to kind of deliver that experience?
It's just a part of our culture. It's really who we are. Being part of the community is important, right? We're not an island. We're not isolated. We want our employees skiing and hiking and experiencing why they're here in the mountains. We
Mhm.
choose to live here for a reason. So let's be a part of that. We want them to be, engaged in going to the music festival or Aspen Ideas Festival or any of these things so that not only does it enrich and make sure that they're getting what they want out of their mountain living experience in their life, but it then becomes very authentic when they share that with visitors or our owners about what's going on.
No, that's great. And it's nice. It's such a great community to be part of.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about your 50th, your anniversary. What are some of the things that you're doing to celebrate this with packages, amenities? What are you offering?
We have really had fun with this. I mean, you only turn 50 once, so we have
I wish we could turn 50 more than once.
right,
Let's
exactly.
forget about the 60 part. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just stay there. We've got a 50th anniversary package that is going to go all the way through April 14th. That welcome gift and food and beverage credit and access to our rooftop Golden Globe, which is another thing we're doing. We've got a Golden Globe that's up on top of our rooftop conference center, sponsored by Aspen Distilleries, and it's festive for après skiing or dining, and features a 4-course tasting menu. So we're having
Sounds
a lot
good.
of that, and Aspen Vodka is part of that as well. Then we've got, of course, our complimentary in-town airport transportation and town travel, which is really a marquee service of ours. But we wrapped 2 of those vans in a golden anniversary Gant van, so it's been a lot of fun. They're very bright and shiny. And then we've got our anniversary cocktail menu. So we've got our own version of the Gant 73, which was the year we opened as a signature libation, and we're doing Wine Down Wednesdays. We're doing Flight Fridays featuring local craft brews. We've got our own kind of 50th anniversary Spotify list, merchandise, and then we have a whole gallery of retro photos from the Gant's early years up in our conference center at Pepper Jack. So we've really had a lot of fun with it.
Well, I'm gonna have to download that Spotify list and what your music is there. That'll be fun.
Yeah,
And how long is this going to go on for your celebration?
really a full year. We started this in the spring. and kind of kicked it off and wrapped our vans, and then we'll go all through this winter, and then we'll conclude it at the end of the winter.
Yeah, that's good. A year from less than a year away. Now,
Yeah.
who is the Gant guest today? What's the profile in terms of age, demographic? I assume you obviously you cater to families, couples, singles, whatever.
Yeah, honestly, we kind of cater to everybody. You're right. There's a lot of families, but there's also a lot of couples, a lot of friends groups. So we have everything from in the wintertime ski clubs that want to come out
Hmm.
to corporate groups and medical conferences and attorneys and everything in between. So, but typically, yeah, it's a successful professional, and they're here to enjoy the dining and everything that comes with Aspen. So that's that's kind of the nuts and bolts of it.
No, that's great because it's a resort for everyone, but at an upscale resort in a great community. So with incredible activities to do while you're there. Now, tell us, is there anything else you want to tell our 126,000 Travel Advisor viewers about the Gant and Aspen today?
It's a great time to visit Aspen, and we still have availability for our anniversary package, and winter and summer stays are amazing. So we'd love to welcome them. And they can find us at gantaspen.com or Gant Aspen on Instagram and Facebook.
Great. All right. I'm sure you'll hopefully get a lot of people get reinterested. Everybody thinks they know Aspen, but I guess the way you can show them Aspen is a lot different than what they think. I know, I've always thought, oh, I want to go to Aspen. I want to go to Colorado. And I have been there, but not in the ski resort, sadly. But one of these days I'll get out there and hopefully see you, and we can do this interview live right on the slope, even if we don't go skiing.
Yeah, that'd be fun. We'd love to do it. I think sometimes Aspen gets a bad rap as being unapproachable, but it's really not. And it's a great place that people should come experience.
Absolutely. Well, Donnie, thank you for taking time. Thank you for getting up a little early to meet with us today.
Okay.
And send your clients out to the Gant. Enjoy this wonderful 50th anniversary and get acquainted with Aspen if you don't know it before, and you can find it in whole new ways. I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.